Hi, Dmitry. Good job with these essays. I'm very excited to read your first essays for the course. So let's get right into it and see what you had to say. Doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and imagination than reading. To what extent do you agree? All right, let's see what you had to say about this one. Some people believe that free time fun activities can be more effective to develop useful skills, S here at the end of this word, yeah, and imagination in a child here, in contrast with reading. Okay, this essay fully supports the idea because activities such as playing console games and doing sports can indeed develop skills that are almost impossible to develop only by reading. All right, that's fine. Although reading has many advantages, it cannot help to develop skills such as spatial awareness and fast reaction as console games do. Okay, I might have said here can instead because you wrote it cannot help, etc., as console games can. It might have fit a little better, but I'm not going to say that absolutely must be like this. Okay, so, for example, the PlayStation, a popular game console, has a number of games that require being fluent in 3D orientation. In fact, a recent scientific paper from the Oxford University showed that 85% of children who play console games regularly have a better sense of 3D positioning and are better performing at schools in subjects, better performing... you know what? Why don't you just clean this up a little bit and say they're better... and perform better in school subjects such as geometry. Sometimes just, cleaning up some of these words is a better choice. As a result, console games that use virtual reality are among the most effective tools to gain these types of skills, especially at a young age. Okay, so I made a couple of changes there in terms of your tense, and okay, but on the whole, it was a nice paragraph. Although reading has many advantages, it cannot help to develop skills such as spatial awareness. Oh, we read that, sorry. Another set of skills that are impossible to develop just by reading are physical and cognitive abilities that can be trained by doing sports. A child that is active in various sports has more chances to develop well, both physically and mentally, as these two are related. A child that is solely educated by reading is faced with a serious risk of physical underdevelopment and might suffer from chronic disease afterwards. To illustrate this, a recent report from the UN showed that children who had a balanced set of free time activities significantly overperformed. Okay, not overperformed, but outperformed is the word that you want here. In various school subjects, therefore, sports activities are highly effective and are essential for the child's balanced development. In conclusion, although reading has apparent advantages for children, I do subscribe to the theory that enjoyable activities such as sports and console games are helpful and productive for a child's balanced development. All right, quite nice to me. They're really good for your first essay. It's a nice attempt. I mean, there are some little things that obviously I corrected throughout it, but on the whole, it was well done. All right, so let's go now to your second essay. Communication is less between family members. Of late, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree? And here's what you had to say. Some people are of the opinion that nowadays many have less interaction and communication with their family members. This essay entirely agrees with the statement because of the modern culture of individualism that affects family bounds and because of busy lives and, hang on, something fell a little weird off here. And because of the modern culture of individualism that affects family bounds and the busy lifestyle of many people today. You didn't need the because you had it all the way over here, and it's fine. I mean, it's still relevant, so okay. Alrighty. Let's see. So, during the recent decades, the culture of individualism has become prevalent in the Western societies. People are you seem to be overusing the present continuous here. Whenever we're talking about something that's just a general fact, we use the present simple. Okay, you did it in the previous essay as well. So here, what you really want is people rely less on their family members and are therefore less communicative with them. Previously, family members had a good tradition of having dinner together and sharing news and even asking for advice, making family members even more open to each other. However, a recent scientific research without the showed that only 20% of families in the UU regularly have dinner together. Also, more than 70% admitted that they have not communicated with their family members during the last month here. Thus, individualistic culture has made people more self-oriented, because it has relevance to the present. It's more self-oriented and negatively influenced communication between family members. Also, considerable variations of working hours today have contributed to the fact that relatives have interact less, increasing amount of people. Okay, here you wanted, let me think. Okay, an increasing amount of people. And I'm not really convinced that amount is right. You probably want to say an increasing number of people are overloaded at work and are forced to take extra hours, so they have less free time to spend with their beloved after work. In fact, recent government statistics without the here from UK and Germany showed that about 50% of people have regularly taken overtime. I believe that a tight schedule and work-oriented lifestyle are among the main factors that contributed to the fact that relatives communicate less or are communicating less. Here is all right, because it's something that's currently happening in under development, so fine. In conclusion, I firmly believe that siblings communicate less than they used to before due to various factors, but the main two are a self-oriented lifestyle and busy schedule at work. All right, that's fine. I typically like at least a second sentence in the conclusion, because really one sentence does not make a paragraph, so you probably should have said maybe something regarding the future about what you suspect will happen. In the future, that at these rates, the institution of the family will be at risk, or something like this, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention is this use of the word siblings. Siblings is the word we use to talk about brothers and sisters, which it's a nice vocabulary word. However, it doesn't really quite convey the meaning that we want of family. It's a little too specific. That's what I mean. All right. So that's what it would have changed. Okay. So good job though on the whole. What you need to do now obviously is correct these essays, add the errors to your error correction list, and send everything back to us with your next essays, and you should do this in the next day or two so that you can apply everything you've been learning. Okay, so Dmitry, nice job with these. Well done, and good luck writing, and I will be waiting for your next essays.